Hey, this is Camille, and we, DeDe and I, two-thirds of the Spinsters Union. Last time we were doing videos, we were doing The Bachelorette, but we're starting something new that we're going to do for the next few weeks, which is to help me figure out what I'm wearing in the mornings. And what I'm trying to do.
Naked in the afternoons, it's going to be all day.
Yeah, exactly. That's generally how I do it, DeDe, yes. So what I'm figuring out is how to make a capsule collection. And who better to help me than the Spinsters Union's resident style guru, DeDe Brown.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, indeed. So, DeDe, since you are the style guru, what is a capsule collection? Like, what am I getting myself into?
Well, Camille, a capsule collection is your wardrobe basically pared down to a few key, easy pieces that work really strategically together that you can maximize for your wardrobe. So the time that you spend searching through the millions of, tops and skirts and all those things, a capsule collection is super pared down, but with pieces, functional pieces that work together. They're interchangeable. And so the thought is that it makes it a lot easier for you to get dressed in the morning. Or in the evening, depending on who you are, what your schedule is. And it's a challenge for myself too, because as you know, I'm not exactly a minimalist. I do love to shop. And thank goodness this is a project for someone else, but it's something I know I need in my own life, since I also am self-employed. And I would say that I probably don't need a good 85% of the stuff that I actually own, which is a good lesson for someone like me. So I'm going to be doing mine in tandem with yours and see how that shakes out. Just do as I say, not as I do. I'm not making any promises.
Exactly. Well, you also just set aside some of those wonderful things in your closet there, DeDe, for Juliet and I whenever we next see you, because
I can do that. I actually
DeDe's in her closet is like a holiday all on its own in New York. So yes.
I love a good closet shopping spree. I do. It really is important to sort of utilize those things that you already have. And if you're not getting any use of it, it's so important to pass it on. I'm no Marie Kondo by any stretch of the imagination, but I do love a style challenge, and I've been doing this obviously for friends and family, and I'm hoping to do it a little more, maybe for some paying clientele.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's not me though, DeDe.
That's okay, girl. It's family.
It's all friendship, DeDe.
All friendship, but that's okay. I love the practice. I love a good style challenge and project. But I'm hoping to be doing this more and more for personal shopping and image consulting. So love a good guinea pig, Camille. Let's do this thing.
Here I am.
So,
all right.
So tell me, I think it's important for everyone to ask themselves, what's the goal? What's the purpose and focus of the creating a capsule collection for them, or makeover of sorts? What's that goal for you? What are you hoping to achieve?
Yeah, so I think it's a couple of things for me. So I remember a few years ago seeing people talking about capsule collections, and I was like, all right, this is interesting, but I wasn't super motivated then to actually do it, but there's been some changes in my life that are motivating me to do it now. So one is I'm a freelancer, right? So I'm at home a lot, or I go to a cafe. But, when you're not going into an office anymore, there's definitely a way that I'm sort of like, meh, who cares about putting on, something that actually looks good. I'll just pull these same jeans I'm always wearing and this top on, and, you know, whatever, and just get out of the house. Or, you know, I'm working at my dining table, and so I'm just like, here, I'll put on these athleisure, you know, pants and an old t-shirt, and here we are. This is what I'm wearing to work. So I know that there's a way that I could be more intentional with the way that I'm dressing. And I feel like, you know, having a capsule collection to then be able to look in my closet and be like, right, very easy, you know, this thing will go with this thing, done, I'm dressed, and I look good and I feel good, right? The other part of the freelancing is that, you know, my income is a bit like a wave now, right? So I am not trying to spend like a ton of money, right, to be able to get a whole new wardrobe. So I really want to, you know, look at like, what do I already have that will work, you know, that maybe I'm just not sort of, you know, pairing them up in the best ways, or, you know, figuring out how to style more with, you know, some of my accessories to be able to, you know, use what I already have. I'm also trying to get more fit, because partly because of the freelancing, I'm not getting up and moving as much, right? So I've definitely gained a little weight over the last year. And I am not, you know, also wanting to then buy a whole new wardrobe to, you know, for a size that I'm not going to be in a few months. So those are sort of the big things that I was like, I think now might be the right time to figure out if a capsule collection would work.
I think those are very strong motivating factors, and good for you. Like, it's a slippery slope that we often fall into. And I was nodding my head in agreement that, like, when you are self-employed, and it's just so easy to be like, yes, I'm going to sit here in my pajamas all day.
Right.
And it's just, you do feel so much better about yourself, and you feel more professional, of course, when you dress a bit more professional. So I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for this. So you've actually answered like a lot of questions, like that, you know, a traditional intake for a project like this would include, and that's lifestyle. So you work from home.
Okay.
I also know that you live in you don't have a car, you live in a city where you can walk and take public transportation, so you're active. So it doesn't make sense to have you parading around in sky-high stilettos or anything that doesn't have movement. And I know you also like to be comfortable, but very chic. So let's talk about lifestyle a little bit. You're also quite the, you know, you love to do an event, I know, and you're very interested in the arts. So I know you have an active life. So like, talk about that a little bit. And are you doing that from, you know, desk to dinner, desk to art gallery, desk to talk about that a little bit, and like what it is you like to wear in your life currently?
Okay, yes. So yeah, I do have, you know, a fairly active social life. My partner is a visual artist, and so he and I will often go to events, you know, that are, you know, openings for shows, artist talks, you know, get-togethers and parties, things like that. So I am definitely wanting to, you know, dress and look great for those, especially these visual artists out here. They are doing it, DeDe. So, you know, I'll show up and like they've got all the things on. So I'm like, yes, okay, I'm a writer. So, but let me do a little more. So, and yes, often those are things that are in the evening, so that I would be going from like working somewhere, you know, maybe working in a cafe, you know, going to one of my, you know, spots that's sort of like downtown Chicago, and then going from there to, you know, a museum, or to dinner with some girlfriends, or happy hour I often go to, you know, with a couple of my girlfriends. So being able to transition what I'm wearing during the day to the night, you know, would be great. And you asked what I'm doing, what I'm sort of wearing now. So this is part of the reason I wore this dress for this intake, because this little jean dress has become like my staple thing, right? So
may we see it?
I know, I'm like, oh, okay, hold on. Let me try to get myself together. All right, so, you know, it's super easy. I mean,
love it.
I wear it, right, because it's like, you know, and it's long sleeve, but, you know, obviously roll the sleeves up on a day that it's warmer. You know, today, obviously, I just put some earrings with it, but, you know, I've definitely dressed it up more with, you know, more of a necklace or, you know, more jewelry, you know, different shoes, that sort of thing. So this is definitely a staple in the wardrobe. And I would say I've been, especially now as we get into fall, I know I'm probably going to be wearing more like jeans and tops and things like that, but I really do love dresses. So there are some that I have in my, you know, my wardrobe. I would also be willing, I mean, once we get to figuring out like, you know, what I add to the wardrobe, are there other things that I could, you know, maybe a couple of dresses that I could add in to, you know, kind of supplement what I have. Because I do also want this capsule collection to be able to, you know, sort of get me out of the rut that I've been in, you know, and sort of see my wardrobe maybe in a new way to be like, okay, these are more things that I could wear, you know, things that I'm not utilizing. So.
Right. Well, I love that dress. It's so functional, multi-purpose. I can see how you're getting a lot of use out of it, and that's so important. So you already have the beginnings of, I think, a capsule collection, because you're making the most of like the things that you have, right? And I love that, of course, that I find dresses so easy. And especially a dress like that, it has a simple, super simple shape that you can layer things under and over. That's so key. We'll definitely be building things around that dress, and it's also seamless, which is really important. So that's super exciting, and I think that's most people's lives, where they are hitting it from the time they get up all day. They really don't have time to come home and change. Or I live in New York, and I mean, for many years I would carry the high heels with me, a change of clothes, and finally I was just like, I'm showing up the way I got up this morning, so I've got to make that special. And how is this going to work? And sometimes I feel like it works, and sometimes I feel like it doesn't. But it's nothing that like some bright red lips won't.
Yes.
You know, that is a great way to like jazz up something very simple. You just automatically feel more empowered and elegant with the bright lip. So
yes,
I think the next thing to do is to really identify what's in your closet already. So we're going into fall, even though it feels like we're having a little bit of a not Indian summer, but it's a bit warmer here, I presume, in Chicago as well. But that's a great way to stretch out your summer clothes, and like really, instead of putting something away that you've been wearing all summer, how are we gonna fall this puppy up?
Yeah. That's a good point.
So I really would like for the important thing for you to do now is to try on the clothes that you have.
Okay. All right.
Get those fall clothes out of storage. See, that's what we do, people in big cities. We store our fall clothes away for the seasons, because nobody has the closet space to really keep things out year round. So
no. Yeah.
To really look at those, try them on and see how they feel on you. And because that's important. You've said, you've got to, you want to be able to move around more. You don't want to buy new clothes. So let's work with what you have first. Try them on.
Yeah.
Put them to the side. The ones that don't fit the way you like, let's pack those up for right now. Because you're getting back to that size, right?
Yeah. So, yes. Seriously, there's a couple.
Listen, you've spent a while, cause I've seen, you know, I love the way you put yourself together. And I know that vintage stuff,
Yeah. This is exactly, DeDe. That's what I'm saying. Like, so yes, people, I'm trying to change my body to get back into some of my vintage clothes. Like,
yeah, you cannot replicate those. Like, those are one of a kind.
True.
So,
yes. Yeah.
put aside the things that don't fit, the things that do fit, and let's see what those are. And hopefully, in that, you have some really, really great staples. You know, a few really functional dresses that you can layer, add tights to. You know, a turtleneck under, a blazer over. Also do your shoes as well. Like, really look at, and are there shoes that you have that you're not wearing? Like, let's see if we can, you know, figure out other ways to wear, you know, the shoes, because you know the shoes can make or break an outfit, girl.
It's true. It's true. Yes, indeed.
It's like that hair could make or break the whole ensemble too.
That's true. Yes.
Let's look at those.
Okay.
And then let's see what you have. And then thinking about all along, like, really how much, like, let's set a budget. Let's see and be thinking about how much money you have to work on adding a few key pieces. Because it doesn't matter. It really, to me, I'm like, if you don't assign a budget, then I could tell you you need a whole bunch of different stuff, but like, we have to focus on the money that you actually have to spend. And we work backwards from what you already have in your closet, right?
Right. Okay, cool.
And then sort of the last part of this, which I think is so fun, and I love doing this, really be thinking about what you want your capsule collection to say. And your style to say overall. Who are some of the celebrities, style icons that you draw a lot of inspiration from? I happen to know who they are, but I think you should share just to give people a visual, because then I'm going to give you a homework assignment, another homework assignment. That'll be fun.
Cool. And actually, DeDe, I thought about another style icon. And I was like, oh, how did I forget this? Tracee Ellis Ross.
Yes.
Absolutely one of my style icons. Like, I mean, from the hair down, like,
I bow down.
I love it. A lot of celebrities on Instagram, but I absolutely follow her. So she's definitely, and you know, I like that she has like eclectic style, like it's feminine, but you know, not like too, you know, it can be sexy, but it's not like over the top, you know. And then she also mixes vintage with modern stuff. So yes, absolutely love her. And then I think the other style icons I have are all like old school movie stars. So I think I told you like Diana Ross in Mahogany, or like Faye Dunaway in the Thomas Crown Affair. Like there's definitely like a 70s kind of element that I love of fashion. And then there's also like the 50s. So like day dresses and like that sort of thing, I also love. So yeah, if you can give me Tracee Ellis Ross plus some Faye Dunaway with a smidge of like 1950s, that's all I'm asking for, DeDe. I feel like that's all.
I love a fashion challenge, so I am 100% in, and I love the 50s and the 70s. Of course, I was born in the 70s, and I love that very like. I mean, the 70s actually there was a sleek sort of, if you look at like the Halstons and the Yves Saint Laurents, it inspired a lot of that very sleek, chic dressing. But there's also like this hippie element to, you know, a lot of the because I know you love a boho vibe too. And I think a lot of us feel like we have to pick one single style and like go with. I'm a big fan, as you know, of mixing and matching those styles. So I think that speaks to more who people's personalities really are. Like today, I'm wearing this like button-down blue sort of conservative, classic preppy button-down, which I love and I've had for many years, and I wear it with like absolutely, I wear it with everything. Leather skirts. So I try to mix it, but I just love it. And now I've got my like, you know, my Run DMC chain on. So I've got
exactly. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I love it.
So that is part of your homework assignment too. So it's really threefold. Trying on the clothes that you already have, seeing what you feel good in, what you really want to move into the fall wearing, and then we can assess what we might need to add. Identifying a budget, a very realistic budget.
Okay.
And you know, we're both like thrifty shoppers, and being able to do that, you know, with our vintage shopping, which we love to do together.
Yes.
There's also some really and I love the idea of repurposing clothes too. Like there's just too much waste. Not that H&M doesn't have its place,
Right.
but if you could find the same thing that's vintage, that's been repurposed, that's you're just doing so much better for the, you know, for the world.
Yes.
And then you're identifying your budget, and then I want you to start like a Pinterest board of those style icons and looks that you really love, and fall looks that you really love. And that's just fun because it's just, I love getting on Pinterest, and I have like so many boards going right now. And you're going to share your board with me, and I'll even add stuff that I'm like, oh, we do a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So those are your assignments.
Okay. All right.
Next time. And then what we'll do for our video chat is we'll let everyone see the few pieces from your closet so we can talk through like how they might work with different people and what you might need.
Okay.
Yeah, I love this part. I love seeing what you have.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yes, I'm super excited about that. And I'm going to work on my own too. I may not be ready for a reveal.
Yeah.
It's really time. I might have some changes coming up in my life where I also need to be a bit more pulled together and ready to hit the door. So we're going to aim for, I think, like a good, strong, I say 10 to 15 pieces, but maybe 15 to 20, and see. And
Okay.
also look at your accessories. I forgot that. Just like, I know you love a big scarf. I know you've got some really great coats. Let's get those pulled out and ready to show everybody.
Okay. Yes. And I'll definitely, and folks, if you don't follow us on Instagram or Facebook, definitely do, because I'll also like maybe put some video things up there so you can see some of the process of me doing this.
Love it.
Okay, I'm excited about this though. Now I've got to like get my suitcases out filled with my like fall and winter clothes, but after I haul those out, it'll be nothing but fun.
And there may be things you see in there that you're like, oh, it's time to donate that. It's time to get rid of it. So it's a good exercise to, again, I'm not Marie Kondo. I don't believe in condoizing everything. Does it bring you joy? I mean, maybe you're like, it's time to get rid of that because I've had it, you know, and it not only did it not fit the first time, or it's just time to, you know, time to let it bring someone else joy.
Yes, yes, indeed. Absolutely. Yeah. And I have also, I mean, you know, talking about vintage shopping, secondhand shopping too. I mean, I got this secondhand at a place. So
yes,
I will definitely like, because I can also maybe take some of those things, get some credit to the shop or something else.
Swap at Crossroads and Buffalo Exchange.
Exactly. Exactly. So, all right. I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Yeah, so visit us on thespinstersjourney.com, and like I said, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe here. We're going to give you lots more content. All right. Thanks. Bye.